Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman 8.
I'm Swordman.
In the last part we took out Aqua and Astroman, and now we're heading after Swordman. Since the flame sword is equipped to his arm, it's hard to maintain the balance of his body. Good point, he's incisive. Bad point, he's outdated. Likes swordsmanship and dislikes faulty swords. And in the instruction manual, I believe it states that he's actually an ancient robot that someone found and upgraded. Though I forget if that someone was Dr. Wily or not. And his stage, at least the first half, is pretty unique because we have a central hub room right here that leads into 4 sub-areas. And each of the 4 sub-areas focuses on one of the abilities we got from the first 4 Robot Masters. Case point, I'm in the Thunderclaw area right now. Though, admittedly, this is also the one you really don't need to use it in. Well, actually, no, you do. You need to use the Thunderclaw in order to get past a certain jump. These spikes are instant kill, so watch out for that. And if I recall correctly, this gimmick would be revisited in Groundman stage in Mega Man 8. Or, Mega Man Base, rather. And when you reach this room, you're at the end of the sub-area. And clearing a sub-area opens up one of those doors on the right. And now it's time for the Flash Bomb one. This one, you can still see the platforms, but the Flash Bomb's use isn't apparent until you use it. When you use it, the background's lit up and you can see what tile the background is. In my case, it's yellow, green, and red. You're going to want to memorize this for the 4th room, which, well, as you'll see, there are going to be switches. There they are. And you need to press them in the order that the background had them. If you get them wrong, I think some med tools just drop out, so it's nothing too bad. But I didn't want to fail it. And time for the next one, which is the Tornado Hold one. This one, you have to shoot these little keys into those locks of sorts. And you need to use the Tornado Hold more often than not to maneuver it into it. Though make sure you get the proper amount of momentum on them first. Also, this place is really a fan of bat bombs. Or bat bonds. Like I mentioned back when we got the Tornado Hold, you can jump into the tornado to ride it upwards, so you can do that to make some of the platform here much easier. And time for the Ice Wave one, which is honestly the most dangerous out of the 4. Why? That lava is instant kill. So make sure that you don't get hit by it. I recommend keeping it towards the center right of the screen for easy access. But it's also the shortest out of all the rooms, if I recall correctly. And once you've done that, you're pretty much done the first half of the stage. All we got left is the final mini-boss. I believe that's a checkpoint, by the way. This boss can be, mini-boss rather, can either be really hard or really easy, depending on whether or not you use the Flash Bomb. Pretty much, he likes to shoot fire out of that little gem. However, that gem is also his weak spot. And due to the fact that the residue that the Flash Bomb leaves damages things, you can hit him multiple times really quickly. Around half HP, he summons that guy out in the background, who will make the platforms that we're on currently sink. However, it's still really easy. Just use the Flash Bomb no matter what. And for beating it, we get, I think, what's called Rush Attack, or is it Rush Barrage? Either way, Rush flies around very similarly to Rush Heal at the top of the screen, and will drop missiles for a short amount of time. You can still shoot and move while he's doing that, so it's actually surprisingly good, it's just that it's not too terribly useful. The lava here is instant kill, so don't fall into that. Then again, is there a game where lava isn't instant kill? Actually, yeah, Metroid. Mind you, Acid, early game at least, might as well be instant kill because of how fast it drains your HP. And these platforms here, or these little rafts as they are, they'll move depending on which button you jump on them on. That was grammar failure. Anyway, I died. That'll happen every now and then with me in this stage, honestly. Also, I love the way the lava is animated. That just looks great. Then again, as I stated, I think it was last part, Mega Man 8, I think, is the best looking out of all the Mega Man PlayStation games. Though I do have to give credit where credit's due for X's 4, 5, and 6. Anyway, have your flash bomb out here if you want to get a bolt. Shoot it right around now to destroy that wall that's there. To reveal this ladder that you can climb up. Also, I don't know why Mega Man just doesn't take the treasure that's there, because that'd be kind of a smart move. And the bolt is to our left. I wouldn't be surprised if I found around 3/4 of them at this point. I'll check next part. And that actually throws you out right in front of the boss. He is weak to water balloons, so get that out.
I'll do my best.
Is that the same voice as Colonel from X4, or my mind's just playing tricks on me? Anyway, Swordman's attacks are pretty simple. He can summon that thing from the ceiling. He can do just fire slashes at you, which will send a bit of fire out of his sword. He has this attack which you have to slide under. And then he has this one attack where he surrounds himself in fire and then tries to do something, but I forget what he tries to do. Overall, if you just spam water balloon, he's really easy.
Nice shot.
Seriously, is that the same voice as Colonel? I can't tell. Anyway, for beating him, we get the Flame Sword ability. Pretty much just a short-range melee attack where Mega Man swings a sword of fire. However, hear how he pronounces it. God, that's ugly. But yeah, short-range fire attack, it has its uses, especially in this next stage.
I'm Searchman, okay?
What those uses are, we'll find out. Anyway, Searchman is a robot created originally for security and surveillance. Good point, he has a broad outlook, because, you know, he has 2 heads. Bad point, he has extreme cowardice, likes booby traps, and dislikes social interaction. Huh. Anyway, shouldn't his name be Searchman, because there's 2 of them? Yeah. Anyway, this stage likes to use the Thunderclaw a lot for swinging. In fact, I recommend you do it if you're good enough at timing it, because it allows you to skip some good stuff. I don't think there's many bolts that doing so will skip either. This is actually a stage I had to re-record for reasons. You're watching the original recording right now, but for reasons of the game crashing during the weapon get, I actually had to re-record the entire stage. But since the main run for the most part was intact, I just decided to keep it. It's weird, the game never really crashed on me before this Let's Play, so guess the Let's Play curse exists in all sorts of forms. But I will be splicing in certain parts from the original thing, like me showing this off. You can burn these things with it, but if we go to the left, down here, there is a bolt there, which I got in the second recording. Anyway, we're actually coming up on the middle point of the stage here. However, as you'll notice, it happens rather abruptly. Right here. It looks like there should be a passageway there, right? Well, that's because in the Saturn version, there is. There's actually a boss corridor there, which leads to a fight against Woodman from Mega Man 2. Yeah, he and Cutman are back. Woodman's fight actually has a really cool remix of his stage, which I recommend you listen to. In fact, like with the Cutman fight, I'll be putting a link in the description for you to watch it. The entire reason that Cutman and Woodman came back is that, if you remember correctly, back in Mega Man 7, in the middle stage of that game, during the boss fight, there were 2 capsules in the background that were also broken besides the one that Gutsman was taken from. So that's why they're here. In fact, I will say as a whole, the Saturn version's soundtrack is actually really good. The re-instrumentation of the music, while it takes a while to get used to, is actually very good, very fun to listen to. And it actually sounds a bit more like the tracks you would hear in the older Mega Man classic games on the NES. So I recommend you give that a listen if you ever get the time. Anyway, here's a place you have to use the Thunderclaw for. And there's a bolt there, which in the re-recording that I mentioned earlier, I did get, so yeah. So, as for why Cut and Woodman were cut from the PlayStation version, it's because, as I mentioned during the story as to how this game was almost not on the PlayStation, they rushed the release of the game for some reason. And it's weird, too, because the Saturn version really does have a lot more content, because it has those 2 boss fights, and art and music theater, I believe. And, yeah, I'm not sure why they did that. Ah, well. I will admit, though, the Saturn version is one of those few games that really make me want to get a Saturn. That and Knights, and a couple other games, too, like Panzer Dragoon. Anyway, we're coming up on Searchman right now. He is weak to the Flame Sword, so get that out.
Hey, boy, come on.
With his weakness, he is really easy. As for attacks, he has that little bouncing attack right there he likes to do. He'll hide behind one of 3 bushes, and those reticules will eventually lock onto you and he'll shoot missiles out of his arm. He also has 2 other attacks where he likes to kind of fly up in the air and shoot missiles out of his chest. However, whether or not they'll actually aim for you or go in a set trajectory is up to chance. However, like I mentioned, with his weakness, he's really easy. And he got... how he went from this to the badass he is in the Battle Network series, I'm not sure, though. But, yeah, that was Searchman. Pretty easy boss, and a fairly fun stage, actually. Mind you, he's an easy boss with his weakness, not so much without it. And with that, we've also beaten all 8 Robot Masters. However, first, we got Searchman's weapon, which is the Homing Sniper. For those of you who have played the original Megaman X, it's very similar to the Homing Torpedo. It's a bullet that homes in on the enemies. But with that, Dr. Wily's Fortress is unlocked. So I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in Part 6, I'll be heading into Wily's Castle, but only after doing a bit of shopping. See you guys then.